Ladies, lads, legends, how you doing? It's me, Waddles. So we've got a situation. Matter of fact, this situation is such a situation that you're not even gonna believe that this situation when I tell you about the sitch. Minecraft 1.21, complete with some noisy chests, some fascinatingly impossible redstone contraptions, and even more. Well, it might have leaked a couple months ahead of time. Whoops. Friends, it's time for you to sit back and take the biggest gulp over the freshest tea and relax. Today we're gonna unpack these huge 1.21 leaks, talk about how the Badger might be back, and also talk about some things that I don't think a single soul has talked about quite yet. Let's do this. Alas, here we are, section number 1 of the video today. And for the first part of the video, I think we should establish some basics and a small timeline. Like we talked all about in this video right here, Minecraft 1.21, as you might know, is the next major Minecraft update. There'll definitely be some updates in between now and then, but 1.21 will have like the next big theme and everything like that. The 1.21 update will be revealed at Minecraft Live 2023, which will be happening in just a couple of months. We know that it'll be happening in just a couple of months because tradition, but also that's part of the leaks. It's October. So now, with our feet properly sunk into the basics, we can start unpacking this timeline. It was just a couple of weeks ago, over on the formerly beautiful app known as Twitter. God, I miss that place. Just a couple of weeks ago, the middle of August, an intriguing account with some similarities to a past super intriguing account popped up on Twitter. Pretty much right away, that account was sent over to me. Look, I'm a humble, classy king, you're humble, classy legend, but I would like to consider us the premium source of information on the former boy known as Badgerman. This fascinating account was sent to me, and then after that, I did nothing. Nothing except sit and watch and document every single move that this fascinating account that is now pretty much erased off of the internet made. I sat on this account, watched the leaks until eventually the account was gone, after only like 4 to 5 leaks. It's kind of sad. If you saw Toy Cat's wonderful video from the other day, you got a small introduction to the account known as Dan Geony. But what if I told you there's a whole lot more? So whether it's in the Minecraft guide, whether it's in the snapshots, or whether it's in these like random videos, I feel like I've been doing a whole ton of time warping lately. I hope it's not confusing, but let's go back to ancient times, just like the snipper. 2022. To condense a whole lot of information down into a small chunk real quick, Roger Badgerman was a pretty infamous and accurate leaker. From Minecraft Legends to the names of the mobs from last year's mob vote to specific Minecraft 1.20 features, Roger Badgerman called it all. The Badger's leak spree had a 100% accuracy rating until its downfall, with this image right here. Eventually, Badgerman would tweet this image with a suspicious looking strange thing that I can't really name what it is for DMCA legal reasons on the left there. That thing, whatever it could be, maybe a flower perhaps, never made it to the game. After that image was tweeted, Badgerman's account was basically taken down with a DMCA strike. That would mean any leaks in the future either couldn't leak or would have to happen somewhere else. Shortly after Badgerman's departure, he left us a hint, and I regret never talking about it. Yeah, so off to the Spicewood it was. That's an interesting one that I never talked about. I was holding it and considering making like a video or something on it, but Spicewood. Spicewood was actually the very final hint that Roger Badgerman gave us. With the help of the Wayback Machine, we could take a look into the past versions of Roger Badgerman's account. At some point in here, after Badgerman's account was officially busted, Badgerman actually subtly changed their bio. And inside of the bio, it said something about Spicewood. It doesn't look like we have any backups with the Spicewood, so it's like a just trust me bro type of moment, but look, I wouldn't lie to you. So after Badgerman had left us, he put something about Spicewood in his bio. Then it was months of silence until August, when an account called Dan Geony popped up. And you'll never believe what Dan Geony said in their first tweet. So you did it, small round of applause to you. You made it through all the background information and timeline and everything like that. With all of that out of the way, we've set up, basically, all of the credibility that we needed to establish for Dan Geony. Hey there, it's been a while. Hope everyone's doing well. After a nice sabbatical among the Spicewood trees, I'm back with just a little bit more. 21 teasers, a little over twice as many days. The first one is coming soon, so keep your eyes peeled. Happy speculating. And so we start with a bang, more specifically TikTok bang sound effect. As soon as I saw this Spicewood stuff, I knew this was going to be interesting. Yeah, okay, so a little disclaimer here. Technically speaking, we don't know if this is Roger Badgerman, and also, technically speaking, none of these leaks have been confirmed to be true quite yet. So, realistically, it all could be a really, really big lie. But I just don't think that's the case. So we've got a couple subtle things that give us a little bit of context and information in this initial tweet here. But before we take a look at the tweet, the name. The profile picture is so weird. I would like to take you step by step into all of my investigative work and thought process over the past couple of weeks here. It all began with some kind of word scrambler, Dan Geony. That is the name of this Twitter account. I have no clue what Dan Geony means, and I even tried to say it different ways, like Dan Geony, Dan Geony, Dan Geony, Dan Geony. Long story short here, if I throw these letters inside of a letter scrambler, we don't really get anything. This long list of words, of which I definitely know every single one of them, well, every blue letter is a missing letter. So no luck there. Next up, the picture that was chosen. In the past version of Badgerman's existence, the profile picture was very important. You see, if this leaker account really is the reincarnation of Roger Badgerman, we should look at everything. The past profile picture of Roger Badgerman, it was a leaked image of Minecraft Legends, later confirmed to be 100% true. Alright, so look, I'm not much of a Star Warser. I don't really know the full significance of Admiral Akbar inside of the Star Wars series, but maybe there's some kind of subtle hint here. Either maybe a setting, so for example, off to the space or a weird, strange land. I mean, look, no offense, but Admiral Akbar is a little strange looking. I don't know, perhaps the hint is a little bit more subtle. If one of you knows a little bit more about Star Wars, the context of all the lore and everything like that, maybe fill me in down in the comments below. That would help out big time and maybe even potentially reveal more. But the link between Admiral Akbar, our friend, and Roger Badgerman is spice one. So the leak, blah, 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 we don't know the credibility, take them with a grain of salt, it might not mean anything at all, whatever. But just keep in mind that if you heard it here first, when it's revealed at Minecraft Live in about 2 months. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, I almost moved on without talking about the Minecraft Live date. That first tweet reveals the potential date for Minecraft Live. So I took the screenshot of that initial tweet on August 13th, and the timestamp says 4 days before that, so we can go ahead and assume that that tweet was tweeted back on August 9th. If we go ahead and do the math there, 21 leaks in a little over twice as many days, that means 40-something days. So 1 month is going to be the middle of September, about a half a month later, so like 10 or so more days, that's going to put us right at the beginning of October. I think there is a decent chance that Minecraft Live this year happens on October 10th or October 3rd. The date of Minecraft Live, with it getting closer and closer and closer. Just like we talked about in this video right here, I think it'll be officially revealed when that whole Minecraft monthly series comes back in September. So, we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, that whole tweet, you take it all with a grain of salt today, but a whole emoji, that is the very first teaser, the first leak, is very intriguing. Now, every single one of these cryptic little teasers is so subtle. There's not really too much here, so we have to speculate. We'll fill in the blanks. We'll fill it in 3 times. See, the very first thing that I could think of when it comes to hole emojis is maybe the depths. Of course, this thing is dark, it's a hole, and what do holes do? They go down. Perhaps this could be some kind of hint that Minecraft 1.21 is going to do something to the deepest parts of our world. Maybe that could mean like a brand new cave biome, or maybe it could mean an expansion of the skulk stuff. Super recently, as in a couple days ago, I made a Minecraft 1.21 iceberg video. From that Minecraft 1.21 iceberg video, if you go back and check out the Caves and Cliffs one, you might remember the original amethyst skulk sensor. It was like a terrible looking version of this thing right here. Basically, it was like half of the block was skulk, the other half was just solid amethyst. It was weird looking. And then, of course, it didn't make it to the game until like Minecraft 1.20. So they had the idea for the calibrated skulk sensor with the original Caves and Cliffs update. They also had the idea for the skulk jaw block with the original Caves and Cliffs update. And oh boy, would you take a look at what that block kind of looks like. Think about emojis. So right here, I'm using a beautiful resource pack to put this into the game, so it doesn't really do anything at all. But at the time, King B-Dog said something like, hey, it didn't really fit with the concept of the deep dark, so we decided to not add it to the game. Perhaps was just maybe the deep dark a little bit too difficult when it was added initially, so they took the skulk jaw out of the game. But now that us, me and you, the community, we have had like a year and a half to get used to this place, accustomed to the difficulty and danger. Maybe it's time that we see this block pop back up. I feel like that's a pretty good guess. Guess number 3 is maybe just a little bit more broad. The deep dark biome as a whole, ancient city, all of that. The emoji is like a dark, depth looking emoji. Sort of perhaps vaguely like they did in 1.20 with the amethyst skulk sensor thing. Maybe 1.21 will expand even more on the deep dark biome. Let's move on to the next tweet. So this one is fascinating. I got so excited, like genuinely, when I saw this one tweeted. We've got a sound emoji, full volume, and then we've got a box emoji. More specifically, the toolbox emoji. Soundbox. My first guess for this one is not very exciting at all, but soundbox, perhaps maybe the sounds, they will be like reworked, overhauled in some way inside of this next update. After all, I mean, look at this. We only have like 7 to 8, 9, 10, I don't know. There's a whole lot of sounds in the game. Maybe they could split it up into even more like individual things. They did relatively recently add directional audio, which is kind of like a pretty big thing. I think that was 1.19 or something. So yeah, kind of technical, kind of boring, but maybe some kind of sound technically update or something like that. Sound toolbox, sound toolbox, sound tool. Sound tool, tools and utilities, sound tool. Perhaps this could mean some kind of brand new sound tool will be added to the game. Think maybe like, at least in my imagination, something kind of like the goat horn. A sound tool that doesn't really do anything. It's just like a weird tool. I mean, look, when the devs added this thing to the game, they said it was just meant to be for fun. Like, you could get on a server, use the goat horn, and make like a battle cry or something cool like that. Then remember, they were thinking about doing the whole copper horn. It was going to be more instrumentation, and then they kind of scrapped the thing for whatever reason. Kind of weird. Sound tool. Maybe that could mean the goat horn actually gets a use, or maybe it could mean like some kind of new tool added to the game. I don't know what it could be, but it's something to do with sounds, or in other words, vibes, vibrations. Sound toolbox, sound toolbox, sound box. Oh, okay, so past ideas, Minecraft. I think they're a very significant thing. More so in the past, like pre-Minecraft 1.20, the devs were pretty open with sharing concept art. A lot of the time, this concept art, some of it was just concepts that never made it into the game. Some of the time, the concepts make it into the game later. For example, Amethyst Sensor. I mean, it's a perfect example. They had the idea since 1.17. It's in the game now. The same with archaeology, and kind of the same with the swamp biome overhaul too. This concept art right here, this sold ideas. Basically, the devs had this idea at one point to add noisy chests to the ancient city. They would make a whole lot of vibrations and all the loot would be inside of it. Of course, they never really said what this loot was going to be, but I imagine it to be as a pretty high value loot, kind of like what we have in the ancient city. Could it be happening? Could it finally be happening? Could this emoji, the sound box, what is a box? A box is a chest. Sound chest, a chest that, you know, it makes a whole ton of vibrations when you open it. Just like they were thinking about doing before, but never did. So this reincarnation of the sound chest, the stone chest as it's called in the Wilder Wild mod, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Basically, you have to like press the use button a couple times, really straightforward, and then it still like slowly opens up. The functionality wise, this thing is made out of solid stone. As you can see here, it's really cool. So it's heavy, which means once you open it up, you have like a short amount of time. You're eventually automatically kicked out of that chest. I mean, you have like good time to be able to like check out whatever's going on here, grab your lamps, but like not the most time in the world. And that could fit perfectly with that other teaser of like the depths, the deep dark. That's interesting. Moving on, tweet number 3. Oh boy, this one right here. This is the famous one. I seen this one pop up on YouTube. A couple different creators have flashed this one to you, but oh boy, this one is so interesting. Now, for added context right here, we need to think about what has been said in the past. The devs have said clearly that they will never add automatic crafting to the game. Like, that literally defeats the purpose of playing the game. A hopper going into a crafting table with a redstone line coming from it. This looks a whole lot like some kind of automatic crafting setup. You throw an ingredient here, maybe it bumps down into the crafting table, and then I'm assuming like maybe you redstone power the crafting table, put a little bit of like, you know, signal power into it and it does something. But that's automatic crafting. That seems so unlikely. Instead, by looking at Hopper, the crafting table, and a little bit of redstone, this almost seems like it's a vague teaser for some kind of brand new redstone component. I say think something maybe along the lines of like the dropper or the dispenser. Super powerful blocks that do a lot of very, very interesting things. I don't know if they would ever add automatic crafting, but maybe they could do like automatic prep crafting? Like, I don't know, hear me out here, but let's say we put a hopper going into some kind of brand new redstone component. Then you put ingredients in the hopper. Maybe the hopper kind of knows how to queue up a recipe or something and put things in specific slots. After that, I have no clue, though, genuinely, what this redstone line could mean. Because, again, the devs have said they would never add automatic crafting to the game. I mean, maybe they go back on their words and they add automatic crafting to the game. Would be really cool, but, oh boy, that would change a whole lot. I don't know. Now, kind of interestingly, also, again in this video right here, not to reference this so many times, but it's so relevant, we talked about things that maybe the devs would do in Minecraft 1.21. And I think I mentioned, if I didn't cut it out, that they didn't really do too much with farming in 1.20. They didn't really do too much with farming in 1.20, which means they will probably focus on farming at some point in the near future. Maybe this other teaser for this weird crafting table situation could be a brand new type of golem that could do something. Like, let's face it, from the looks of the past few mob votes, it seems like the devs really want to get a new golem into the game. Whether it's the tough golem, whether it's the copper golem or something, they want a new golem. Maybe this new golem could be crafted with, like, quite literally a crafting table and a hopper or something on top of it, and then all of a sudden it has a redstone ability to, like, craft or do something for you. But, like, there's a whole lot of randomization going on, kind of like the copper golem would have had with the whole button pressing mechanic, so it's not too, like, player doesn't have to play the game anymore. Gosh, I don't know. What do you think it could mean? A crafting table with a hopper on top of it and redstone next to it. Your guess is as good as mine. Take it down below. And, unfortunately, it looks like for Roger Badgerman, for Dan Geony, images is where Mojang draws the line, because as soon as that picture was taken, there was silence for a couple days, and then, unfortunately, Dan Geony signed off. If we take a look at the current version of Dan Geony's Twitter account, we've got nothing. There is no profile picture anymore, no Admiral Akbar, nothing like that, and we have a salute emoji. The account quickly called it quits, and then a couple days later, clarified that some other random account was not them. Could be a reach here, but then again, the entire video could be a reach here, but I would say that it does add credibility to Dan Geony, given the fact that they're, like, discrediting other imitators. They want the record to be set correct and true. Kind of just like Roger Badgerman. So in our timeline, unfortunately, probably the worst one, we only got 3 leaks out of potentially 21. It would have been so fascinating to see what the other ones were. We also do have the potential leaking of the Minecraft live date in October. There is one more potential leak though, and that throws us back to Spicewood. What in the world is Spicewood? Given that Badgerman and now Dan Geony have mentioned Spicewood twice, it's not going to surprise me when Spicewood pops up as an important thing in the future. Mark my words. What in the world is Spicewood? Well, Spicewood is a community in Travis County, Texas. Yeehaw, or on the other hand, it is an upright shrub or small tree with a unique spicy fragrance. There are 2 big things that I think Spicewood could mean. The first big thing that I think it could mean is it's a secret code project for a new game. I don't remember the code name to Minecraft Legends. It's something to do with Roger Badgerman. Maybe Badger? Was that it? I don't know. But maybe Spicewood could be the code name for a brand new spin-off gang. The other thing that Spicewood could mean is a lot more literal. Spicewood, wood, spice, ice spice, wood. Brand new wood added to the game, next Minecraft update. However, on the other hand, I do see this as maybe a little bit unlikely because they did just add a brand new bamboo wood and a cherry wood to the game inside of Minecraft 1.20. That's 2 wood types in a single update, already quite a bit. Consider the fact that they did it in Minecraft 1.19 as well, and I feel like we might see in the devs like take a break from new wood types for a minute. Of course, though, new wood types is always an opportunity. The devs could always add more wood types to the game. For example, the azalea wood type that they added. Oh, that's one of my favorite wood types in the game. Anyways, where in the world is Spicewood plant? That's interesting. It occurs in Miami to Key West, Florida, aka a swamp, a literal swamp. If we take a look at what the Spicewood plant actually looks like, clearly, you can see here it's like a small shrub, a tree-looking thing. Yeah, you know, Spicewood, tree, mangrove, swamp. Spicewood, gosh, I don't know. If you want to take the realism thing, Florida, a swamp, another swamp update, I don't know. Maybe the devs could take a little bit of creative liberty here with this one, though, and add Spicewood to the desert. After all, spicy desert, yeah, it kind of fits the same vibe, right? Spicewood plant inside of the desert, Could be beautiful. Dan Geony, potentially Rogerman V2. From noisy chest to the deep dark to potentially a brand new redstone component, that's just about everything. What do you think about all this stuff we talked about today? Since it all is a little bit cryptic, it's all open to interpretation. How would you interpret any of this stuff? Let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember to delete that like button, and oh my gosh, look at this monster thing. This mod is amazing. I need to show this off. Goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow.